Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to El Regio y La China, Mexican in the Philippines. Guys, don't forget to hop back the like button and give us a share. And if you want to support the channel, links are in the bio, or hit us or hop back the super chat. All right. With this video, we're gonna talk about why you should move to the Philippines if you're leaving America, and why are people leaving America to come over here? All right. So it's kind of like a mixture of both. All right. And I'm also going to mention some things that are not good. Um, some of the cons whenever you move to the Philippines that you might want to consider, before moving to the Philippines. All right. Um, And then I'm gonna tell you how long I've been in the Philippines, and I'm also gonna talk about my experience and some of the things that I've been through. Okay, here in the Philippines, we're gonna talk about some updates and everything. All right, so let's get right into the topic. All right, let's start. Let's start. It's 2024, but people have been leaving America. All right. Now that the new president is there, that they also want to. There's people still saying they want to go or leave America. Okay. Um, People have been leaving America because of safety. Um, there's increase of violence. Increase of burglaries or robberies. I can't say that word right. Um, when you look in the news, for example, um, the what do you call those people? The ones that like there's an Apple store and there's like a group of people that just go in there and destroy the store and steal everything. I forgot what do you call those. That has gained a lot of popularity in USA. Also, the like 7-Elevens. There was one not too long ago, like a 7-Eleven, um, that they went in there and they completely destroyed it, and they took whatever they could, beer, everything. So that point that I'm trying to prove right there is that you don't have security, you're not safe, you don't know when something's gonna happen. So if you go to a 7-Eleven here in the Philippines, or even a bank, or even a store, or an ATM, there's always guards, security guards. So that's the difference between living in USA and the Philippines. Like everywhere that I've been to is either a bank. I have went stores, guys, like just not even like big franchises, just big stores. Palawan Pay, like when we go and do money transfers, um, there's security there. Everywhere you go to the mall, there's security right there, and you walk in through metal detectors. They search your bag. Um, whenever you go in the USA, well, when I was in the Houston area, I mean, they might have security guards or whatever, but you don't get searched or you don't go through metal detectors, anything like that. So that's one of the main reasons. Safety, guys. I think, when you're out there shopping or you're doing banks, even Jollibee, McDonald's, they all have security guards. You see a lot of stuff in USA when people just walk in behind the counters, or they attack the employees. That happens a lot over there. Over here they have security. So if anything was to happen like that, They can avoid it really quick, or they can jump into action. So that's one of the reasons and comparisons why, if you think about moving to the Philippines, that's one of the things that you should consider. I think uh, safety, and just, you know, having peace of mind. Like, I'm not worried here that I'm gonna go to the bank and I'm gonna get robbed. I don't get that here, being here in the Philippines. So I think that's a good thing that, you should consider, and that's the differences. That's one of the main reasons that people don't like living in USA no more, and they're considering going somewhere else. Another reason too, high cost. That's been for a while. I don't know if it will change with the elections and all of that. Uh, it might change, but if you think about it, you're like, okay, but why should I move to the Philippines? You're gonna think about the safety and all of that, what I just mentioned. And number two, well, I mean, if you come out here and you have a plan, you can have a business, and you can just have more time to yourself. The culture here is just it's more rich. Like, the culture here is different. It's not just work and go home type of environment that you could find stressful back in USA. And that's a good thing about coming here to the Philippines, that, if you're living stressed, working at 9 to 5, you can change that. You can come here and you can change your life. You can change your life the way you want it, the way you want to live, the way you want to run it, everything. All right. I just turned 37 in October. I've been here in the Philippines when I turned 34 years old. So I've been here about 3 years. I've been married for like two and a half, something like that. Uh, so now I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story and what I think about, what I think now that I'm here, 3 years. Um, and do I have any regrets or anything like that? The last couple of years that I was living in USA, I got rid of my car, I got rid of everything, and I used to walk to work. That way I could save us as much money that I could. While I was in USA, I bought my house. I mean, I bought my land. We have a coconut farm, and I made sacrifices. I never, like, when you say sacrifices, I mean sacrifices to be here. But thanks to those sacrifices, I am better here. We built our house. We still have improvements to do to the house, but it's going. Uh, like I said, I only been here 3 years, and I already have a house. We have a land. Uh, we always had a sorry store. There was a time that I had a motor shop. And I always done the blogging stuff, So blogging is not that easy. There's a lot of things that come into play, but that's another video. Um, so I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. If you need to see, like, if you need medical attention, like, often, or you have like a disability and you need to be going to the hospital, when you come, you need to find a place that is gonna be near that, because, for example, where I live, a good hospital, well, the better hospital is like an hour away. So if you need medical attention and you need a hospital nearby, that's something to take in consideration. There's a lot of provinces that are very far. Some are more far from the hospital. So if you're that type of person, I would suggest to save enough to buy a car. If you got to drive long periods of time, because having a motorbike, yeah, it has its cons, because if it rains and all of that, that hour trip is going to turn into 2 hours, for example. And yeah, that, and you should look into the healthcare system and all of that. Um, One of the things you got to just take in mind that uh, when you pay, you get the better service. That's it. That's how it goes when it comes to hospitals and all of that. Do everything private. When you get medical attention out here, do everything private. Private, private, private. You that's gonna give you peace of mind. Okay, so that's the cons about living out here in the provinces. That it could be far, but if you have a car, then you could drive faster, get there a little faster. But it depends. You know, all provinces are different, so times are different. Okay. Um, why did I leave USA and I came here? Um, from my perspective, I already told you why a lot of people are leaving. Not only the stressful ways of thinking, 9 to 5, go work, sleep, eat, shower, repeat. Uh, yeah, I was pretty much just fed up with it. I've been living in U.S. Since I was maybe, I don't know, I think I was 10 when I came to the U.S. Uh, I was born in Texas, but my family went back to Mexico, and I was raised in Mexico. My life in Mexico from U.S. was completely different. I guess that's why I saw a different world, and I was like, man, I don't like this. I never liked growing up in the USA. It's just like people in US are you know it's just not the same. Like when I was living in Mexico, I go to school. Man, we used to have like break dances. We used to do a lot of things. I used to go home. We used to go play outside. Type of stuff like that. When I came to USA, people were like more conservative. Like people were not very friendly. People did not want to like uh have like a lot of engagement with other people. Like it was a whole different vibe. And by a certain time, 6, 7, like everyone was in their house, stuff like that. And I was raised different. The way life is in Mexico is kind of more like the Philippines. Out here, there's everyone is interacting. There is no time to go to sleep. That's what I mean. Like, if you know, you know. So, growing up in, well, being raised in Mexico, that's what always gave me that perspective of, I want something different for the future. So when I started getting older, I always wanted to save money, and I was like, man, I'm gonna do it for this. But growing up, the culture in the USA, it's, oh, I want this, oh, I want that, oh, someone got a new car, and you need a new car, and you get trapped in that. You get trapped in that, and that's what holds you back. You make financial decisions that are not very good. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. And but no, I always knew that I wanted to do something, and I finally got to the point where I was working on that. I was ready to do something. Um, and then I met my wife, and if I never met my wife, I probably would have ended up in Mexico. I would have saved all my money, did the same thing, but then in Mexico, or if the blogging thing would have been good, I would have traveled around the world, something like that. But I met my wife, and I met her. I went to Bohol and all of that, and everything was great. I liked it here and everything. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you never been to the province, if you're from USA and you from a city or something like that, you know, you need to come out here first and to see if you like it, guys. Because the province, it's people out here from the province, it's they do things. You're gonna see things out here that you never seen before, and you know if you never been out here, you probably will never adapt. So now, if you're going to a city like Manila and all of that, yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. I think you'll be better out there. But if you're considering a province, yeah, come out here first and experience first before you come. Um, you know, for me, yeah, there's a lot of things that were kind of like culture shocks, but it's I seen them before. I just haven't seen them in a long time. Uh, so that's just something to consider. You just gotta, you just the first step I would make if you're coming to a province, come out here. You know, take a look at how everything is, and you're gonna see. Out here in the province, you don't. It's a lot of things are not accessible. Like there's not a lot of restaurants, blah blah blah, etc. The hospitals, we already talked about it. They can be far, and what's another? Water sources. You might have to buy water all the time, or you have to go get it. So there's a lot of things that come into play. When it comes to things like this. Also, a lot of people say the Philippines is cheaper and stuff like that. It can be, guys. It can be cheaper. It just depends. It just depends. You can make it like that. If you avoid rent, blah blah blah. Because when it comes to food, the food is, especially meat here in the Philippines, it's so expensive. Like I never buy meat when I go to the market. Last time I checked, it was like 900 pesos a kilo. Um, even if I had the money, I don't think I'll be spending 900 pesos a kilo to eat meat. I just stick with chicken and I eat meat whenever. uh, but those are other things too. When you come out here, sometimes there's not gonna be cheese. There's no sour cream. There's stuff like that. So when you come out here, you gotta think about stuff like that too. You're not gonna have those things that you always had in the West, unless you're like in a bigger city, Manila. Uh, what is the other one? Ilolo. Those big cities. Um, so those are just some of the things to touch up on. Let me know. Comment down below if you want to talk about something else, and I'll drop another blog, guys. Thank you for joining Mexican in the Philippines. Hop the like button, cabrones, and Hop back the super chat or we got the links in the bio. ¡Tara! ¡Vámonos!